One of the things I like most about waterfowl hunting is that silence in the early dawn that comes before the morning flight. The distant quack of the first bird, the splash of the first fish, or the slap of a beaver tail on the water. And then the fireworks of the sky magically appear as the low angle of the sun illuminates the clouds into nature's most spectacular artwork. It's like my soul being roused from a deep sleep. And for all this, I have a front row seat. For the past 14 years, we've hunted on my small private lake in Upper Michigan. We built a simple 4-foot by 8-foot plywood box blind on the transition zone between the lake and an active wood duck roost in a marsh directly behind the blind. Having built the blind just a year after I purchased the property, we only had a year's worth of experience hunting the lake behind us, and not all the best decisions were made. Unfortunately, moving a duck blind anchored in mud just isn't very practical. It was built out of wood, some of it treated, some of it not, and required repairs and constant attention each year. It was like 90% of most of the duck blinds out there, built from scraps with the mindset of just making it through the next season. We added a boat hide after a few years, and we also extended it an extra 8 feet. Unfortunately, it was in the same spot and suffered the same trauma year after year. The water level in the lake would change annually, posing yet another problem. My friend Craig suggested we lay the old lady to rest and put the time and effort into a comfortable new blind that fixes all of our ills. So onward to the design of the new blind. Being able to raise and lower the deck of the blind was necessary due to the change in water levels. It would also accommodate being a good way to hide our boat underneath the deck of the blind. We decided to construct a welded C-channel steel deck frame that had corners made from a sleeve of 3.5-inch square pipe. These 4 corners of square pipe would move up and down the 4 support posts made of slightly smaller 3-inch square pipe. Each corner would have an independent come-along attached to it to be raised and lowered independently of the other corners. We could basically raise and lower the blind to any level we wanted. We would also make it from materials that could not rot and deteriorate over time, such as steel roofing panels and composite decking. Trust me, it will become a little bit more clear once you see the photos. Don't be fooled. I could have never conceived or done this project on my own without the skilled help of Craig. As a master carpenter, he's equipped with the most important tool in the toolbox, the can-do-anything attitude. Here we pick up the steel from a steel supply house, and then Craig goes to work welding the frame. Now we need to get this behemoth out to the lake. Now that we have the frame out on the ice, we cut holes in the ice so that the support posts can be inserted into the frame. Here we face our first unexpected challenge. The vertical posts that will support the frame deck are made from 3-inch square pipe, and they're 24 feet long and weigh close to 200 pounds each. Picking them up isn't impossible with 2 people, provided you do this horizontally. Trying to lift these vertically and lowering them into place was an impossible task. Craig designed a tripod system made of sistered 20-foot 4x4s with a block and tackle to raise the posts up and into place. I thought this would be an impossible task, but was soon proven wrong. Support posts were connected via rope to the block and tackle, which distributed the weight to an ATV, which was used to back up in order to raise the posts. Although the water level is only about 4 feet deep in this location, the support posts went down about 30 feet before they hit a final resting spot. Inserts were made to couple 2 posts together. It was a great feeling to finally have posts inserted and attached to come alongs to each of the corners and raise the platform for the first time. Next, I needed to haul materials out to install the floor joists, as spring was approaching and the ice would soon be melting. Spring finally arrives and things start to look very, very different. And in what seems to be the blink of an eye, summer arrives. Now all materials come in by boat. Now it's back to work as we start to frame in the rest of the blind. We took a sample of tree bark from one of the dead trees in the marsh to the paint shop and color matched our paint to the tree. We used a Wagner spray gun connected to my generator and sprayed the entire blind. The decking of the blind is all composite. The benches are made from 3/4-inch treated plywood, which should be robust enough to last many years. Underneath the bench, I wired the blind with a 12-volt battery, which when charged, is enough power to last more than the entire season. It powers lights and USB charging ports, which I placed in 3 charging positions in the blind. These little green strip lights set me back about $10 and run on 12 volts. I also invested in plastic gun boots and 34-pound magnets, which hold and keep your gun safe when not being used. Now that everything's brushed in, it's time to hunt. As I get older, I wonder what impact I might have after I leave this earth. Much of what I've done in my life will crumble and disintegrate shortly after I'm gone. This makes one look closely at the things we do from a different and analytical perspective. No matter how big or small your ambitions may be, doing something right, all in all, with attention to detail and perfection becomes a priority. Many look to leave behind a well-provisioned trust account, or perhaps a valuable car, or maybe even an heirloom gun. As an avid waterfowl hunter, there was no better gift to give my children than to share with them the gift of the natural wonders that surround us. This blind is the venue, and in many ways the genesis and culmination of this project.